Good afternoon to one and all present here, and welcome to today's exclusive Q&A session. For the first time, we are having a full-fledged Q&A session with our founder and CEO, Dr. Mohit Batra. You could drop in your queries or any of your financial or investment-related questions in the Q&A section. Over to you, Mr. Mohit.
Thanks a lot, Jason. A very good afternoon to all of you. Just to give you a little bit of a background, I have always maintained one key rule, and that is the first rule to get your minds in place and get your allocations in place. This is a concept of financial planning, and this is not widely covered by Markets Mojo because we are predominantly equity players. But to give you a little bit of a background, when I launched Money Control way back in '98, Money Control was supposed to be a financial planning website. I am a very keen observer of planning yourself in terms of your finances, not just in terms of your overall money, but also in terms of your life. And that concept has stayed with me from '98. Money Control, when we launched, that was the whole concept. But with the CNBC takeover, then finally we moved more towards, stock market news and stock market portfolios and stock related information. Then I had the exposure of running an insurance company. I was the CEO of an insurance company, which is one of the largest insurance companies in the US. It's a listed company on New York Stock Exchange. And they came into India and I joined them as their CEO. I was with that company for a while, and then I joined ABN AMRO Bank, where I propagated the whole wealth management piece. Because wealth management concept in India was still very new. I'm talking about 2006, 2007. And then, I obviously moved towards the whole wealth management piece of Motilal Oswal, which I set. I was a director with Motilal Oswal. I set up their whole wealth management piece and practice, their portfolio management services. I used to run their broking business. And subsequently, I had the opportunity to work with Mr. Junjunwala on the equity investing side, which I spent around 7 years running a PMS house by the name of Alchemy. I was the group CEO there. So if you see the experience that I've had predominantly on equities is limited to the last maybe 10 odd years. But my first 15 odd years of my life went towards financial planning and wealth creation and wealth asset allocations. The idea of this particular series, and it struck me when a lot of you guys, were putting in queries, and I used to observe those queries that why don't we start something which is a financial planning workshop? And then if at a possible stage, can we launch this financial planning again as my dream on Markets Mojo in a big way? Because the whole journey of trying to make money is not a short-term 1 year, 2 year, 3 year journey. It is about planning and changing the mindset of the investors. A lot of fear, a lot of liabilities. How do I clear my liabilities? How do I make sure if something happens to me, what happens? So all those concepts leading then to the right asset allocation, because your allocation today at any given point in time can only be result of your financial situation. So you may be surrounded with liabilities, you become conservative. You may have not got yourself insured enough, you're scared, you become conservative. So there are a lot of frills that we need to attach or detach to make sure that you come out as the right personality when you look at wealth creation. So that is the concept, guys, with which we started the whole financial planning workshop. Now, as you guys recall, I have done series 1, series 2 of financial planning, which is the masterclass series that we did. What I'm going to do next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there are 3 exciting days coming up next week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, I'm going to repeat series 1. Friday, I'm going to repeat series 2. And Saturday, I am going to do the family session with all of you, which is a combination of series 1 and 2. So I'm dedicating 3 full days to you guys to make sure that you guys understand the whole concept and we move towards then making sure that the wealth creation is happening out there. I always tell you that the interest with which I'm coming in front of you is not the interest of Markets Mojo today. I'm coming in interest purely looking at your own requirements. And this is the first time ever that I'm doing a full-fledged Q&A session. Uh, I'm not going to be presenting anything today. I'm going to be talking about your queries, and this is a Q&A session today. So if there is any query that you need to put in, please start putting in. We've got an hour and a half that we will cover on all your queries. And then, obviously next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we'll do that. And again on Sunday, I will do a Q&A session. So make sure that you have your questions out there once and for all. If we can understand who we are at the core, removing the life situations out of various problems in life and, various ways in which life can attack us, that's when the fearlessness comes in. There's a lot of lot of investors today who cannot create exponential wealth because they are afraid of their situation in life today. And that requires sometimes, kya hota hai, at times when you are sleeping and you have 1 minute of that courage, it changes your life. I'm not even talking about 1 minute. I'm talking about making sure that we set your basic things in place, and then we create the whole wealth creation approach out there. It is my dream to integrate the best financial planning guidance tool within Markets Mojo as a precursor to investing into equities or debt. And we will surely reach there very soon. But this is a very honest and a frank interaction with you where you can ask me anything and I will be very honest in answering you with my previous experience, because I have seen a lot of guys, and I'm not saying this to sound pompous. If I may sound pompous, I apologize. But the benefit that you have talking to me is I am one of the very limited guys in the market who's well rounded in the concept of various products. So whether it is financial planning, whether it is health insurance, whether it is life insurance, whether it is broking, whether it is debt investing, whether it is banking, I have done everything at a very senior position. So I know the insights that I can bring to the table to benefit my investor friends out here. And that is the reason I think that we will find this session valuable. So with that, we will immediately start. As you guys know, some of you guys may know, some of you guys may not know. There's a lot of requests that came in to us about Independence Day offer. We've launched something. I just want to quickly show you what we've done, and then we will immediately get on to the Q&A side. So this offer that we've removed right now, which is a 2-year offer. This was running. This is the lowest possible offer on Markets Mojo right now. Only available again through this webinar. But this offer we have currently removed. This is a offer that I think Sunil did in the morning, and there's a lot of you guys who basically wanted this offer back. The 2-year offer of 999 rupees versus a 60,000 on the site. We are getting this offer back. Jason will put the link. Don't click on the link right now because this offer has been deactivated. I have told Jason to activate this offer. So maybe in the next couple of hours, you can avail this particular offer. This offer is live right now, and a link of this offer will be provided. This is our Azadi special offer, which is Independence Day special offer. Here, what we are doing is we are offering a 5-year subscription for 49,000 odd rupees, which is a 67% discount. Plus, we are adding 6 months free. This is huge, guys. I told you that the price will not drop, but I'm adding huge amount of extra features on this. We are adding 6 months free to a 5-year package. 5-year package anyways is 67% discounted. You're getting 6 months free along with that. So if you subscribe to this offer, the offer will be for 5.5 years, and you are paying only for 5 years at a 67% discount. To celebrate the Independence Day, this is a limited edition kit of 3 t-shirts, which is in the color of our flag, which will be sent in the next 30 days to all the guys who subscribe for the 5-year offer. As you see, this is a green Markets Mojo t-shirt, white, and an orange Markets Mojo t-shirt. So this is something that we'll do, and all the upcoming features for the next 5.5 years, which you will get, will be free in this. Now, if you have a 2-year offer, 2-year plan already, you can extend it by another 5.5 years by taking this, and so on and so forth. We've currently kept this unlimited extending. So if you are looking at a 10-year, you can extend this 2 times as well. As I said, that we will be limiting that, but right now this offer is open for everybody. So this is something which is a very special offer that we are doing. And also the black t-shirts and the choice of black and white for my other members who are not a part of this offer, we will start taking your addresses next week, so that we'll start sending you all. Next week is practically dedicated to t-shirt sending in my admin and ops team. But with that announcement, this link is available right now live. As I said, the 2-year link is we are giving you the 2-year link. It's currently deactivated, but you keep that link with you, copy paste and keep it somewhere. If you want to subscribe for 2 years still, you can opt for that as well, but do that after 2 hours. This offer you can buy right away. It's available only on the webinar. This offer is not available on the site. You can go across the site. It is not available. It's only for Mojo Professional. Again, we've kept it. Our promise has always been that whatever we do, Markets Mojo professional users will get the lowest price of Markets Mojo. And this is the lowest price that we are offering anywhere on the site. In fact, on the site, 1 year is available for 17,999. So you can imagine that we are giving 5.5 years for 49 at an average of maybe around 8,000 rupees or 8,500 rupees a year. So this is a great offer if you guys want to take it. With that, let's get on to the Q&A. And I want us to today really touch upon some issues that you would not had discussed with anybody, or maybe so far no advisor has guided you on.
Okay, fair enough. I'll pick up most of the investment and financial related queries for this particular webinar. Before I start, Mr. Mohit, a few of the investors who said that who paid for the 10-year plan and who paid for the 10-year plan previously, if there could be any free months given to them or a free t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm considering that. I'm considering that. I understand that you guys have taken the 10-year plan. In fact, I'm reactivating the 10-year plan as well. So if you guys have taken the 10-year plan, I'm talking to the team. We will try and get back to you by the evening itself in terms of what we can do. Just give me some time on that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm very impressed with one of the queries that has come, and this is not related to financial planning, but Ajay Bhargava has written a very nice. Ajay, I think this is one of the best suggestions that I've heard in a long time. He's basically said it's a genuine request. Many Mojo professional will be benefited. Kindly consider my request. I want to convert my current portfolio, which is there on Markets Mojo, into the Markets Mojo model portfolio. All of my current portfolio stocks are Mojo stocks. My current and real portfolio is uploaded to the portfolio section of Markets Mojo website/app, which you can observe, add, trim, remove stocks, whatever may be the case, to convert my current portfolio into a model portfolio. Ajay, brilliant suggestion. Brilliant suggestion. Thank you so much for this. I'm going to make sure that this is something that gets into our project. You have your own portfolio, which you are maybe managing, mismanaging, doing whatever. You've created a Mojo stocks. On one click, can you convert that into a model portfolio? Yeah, so that's a brilliant suggestion. And I wanted to thank you, especially because I saw this, and when I was seeing this, I was actually smiling and saying, this is a great suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, I'll pick the first question by Mr. Aditya. He said that I'm overexposed to real estate in Mumbai, 4 properties that remain underutilized. How do I maximize returns on this?
Sir, I am of the firm opinion that if you have 4 properties, I don't know where are these properties. I don't know, because I'm a Mumbai expert, but I can tell you I don't know where these properties are and what kind of appreciation you can look at these properties. But if you look at that, can these properties give you 30-40% CAGR on this investment? So let's assume that your 4 properties have costed you, say, 8 crores or 10 crores, whatever. If you personally feel that the real estate market can grow at a 30-40% CAGR, then you stay invested. My 100% conviction is that it will not. The property market is not going to go at a 30-40% kind of appreciation year on year, right? So, and also rental yields in our country are one of the lowest. I don't know, whether these are fully constructed, whether you've rented those out, but rental yields in our country are one of the lowest in the world, right? Which does two things. It gives you the benefit to staying on rent till the time you buy your home, which is, much larger than your current budget, right? Because you can grow your money at a much larger pace and you don't need to get your money stuck out there. But having said that, three factors that I've always told you. One is that if you look at the unutilized properties in the country today, or more so in Mumbai today, the I think the proper number of Mumbai, you must be knowing it better than me, but I think over 150,000 units are unoccupied in Mumbai, and the impact will come. The impact will come of these unoccupied, units. The second thing that has happened is that a lot of people today, when they buy property, they are also looking at investors specifically. They get into this 20% taxation cycle. When I sell, I have to again get back into property only. ये एक बहुत ही vicious cycle है. When you sell a property, then you have to buy another property because you're trying to save that 20%. Otherwise, you're locking your fund in some, debt fund of the government scheme to save, say, that 20% tax. So my request would be in this particular case that whatever premium property you feel can get the appreciation, keep that. Remaining, you sell it and create a wealth allocation plan where you say that my objective is that my money has to grow. It is not a question of property. Everything is about money, right? You invested in property, you invested anywhere else. Everything is about that money. If it can grow at 25-30%, how do I grow it? And the only way to grow it, it is not properties anymore. That's, man, I have also lived in Bombay for 25 years, 30 years almost. I know that there was a time that I bought a place in Bandra and, it was 10x in 3 years, 4 years. All of that has happened. Today, if I were to go and look at that place again, it is available cheaper than where I sold in 2006, 2007, I'm talking about. Prime property at Turner Road. Right. So this whole craze of having land and all of that stuff and property, I think will come down, because from here, the maximum growth in property rates at a compounding level, at a 5-year level, what I can see is around 10 to 12%, not more than that, which is not something even a debt instrument can decently give you that. So I would suggest that keep one, which is you feel there is appreciation, sell the others. Don't bother about that 20% tax, pay that 20% tax, doesn't matter, because we will recover it in a year and a half's time and much more than that.
If we go to the next question, some good news, the 2-year plan is now activated. I'm just dropping the links. A lot of people had wanted to take it.
The 2-year plans are activated, which a lot of complaints came to us that how can you take the 2-year plan away? So we are putting the link as well on the site.
Sure. I'll drop the link. So yeah, I'll pick this. I'll pick this question by Anil. He said that, Mohit, thanks a lot for your time and expertise. I am 5 years away from retirement. I have fixed income, property, debt, and equity investments as 52%, 23, 7, and 18.
Say that again. Fixed income is how much?
Fixed income is 52%.
Right.
Property is 23%.
Right.
Debt is 7, and equity is only 18%.
Right.
I'm looking to maximize my wealth by retirement. What broad allocation do you suggest with an aggressive outlook?
See, I can suggest you something, but the thing is that you also have to maintain that aggressive outlook. Kya hoga? I will give you an asset allocation. If the markets fumble here and there, 10% your allocation, you will sell everything and go back to your natural behavior. If you're close to 60% into fixed income and debt and 25% and only 8% in equity, I think instead of looking at a straight aggressive kind of a profile, you need to look at something which is more like a moderate, which is very decent, which I would say that the first step should be that you should say that my fixed income allocation has to come down. My equity allocation has to at least be 30%. So start from there. 30 to 40% is where you need to start your equity allocation. Moderate allocations are typically in the range of 40-50%. So agar aap wahan bhi pahunch gaye, if you even reach to a moderate allocation from being, because right now you are not even conservative, you're actually, if you have look at your property, fixed income, debt, and equity allocations, you're actually falling in very conservative category. From here, if you have to, I will not say let's go very aggressive unless you want to go very aggressive, but otherwise say that at least come to a moderate, which is 40 to 50% towards equity, and the remaining you have 25% in property and maybe 25% in fixed income and debt together. But 50% का discipline you need to follow if you want to be moderate. Once you are comfortable and this 50% is growing and you get a 35-40% return and all that stuff, then you should say, okay, I am now, how to go aggressive? There are two ways in which you can go aggressive. That इसको मैं 50% को allocation increase कैसे करूं? करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप trim मत करो उसको. You don't need to trim it, because that certainly when you have say 100 rupees, right? Let's just take a very simple example. 100 rupees आपका 30 or 31 rupees is in fixed income. You have say 25 rupees in property, that is fine, that is going to remain there. Then you have whatever 10-15 rupees in fixed deposits or debt instruments, and 8 in equities. Once you allocate and say 50 is in equities, uske baad that 50 will grow to 60, 70, because that's how it will start growing. As soon as it goes to 60, 70, that means that you are anyways becoming aggressive in your overall allocation, because aapka fixed income is not going to grow with that allocation. So when you, and normally in asset allocation, what we say is that every 6 months you trim it. So for normally, if you are following asset allocation, I would say agar 50, 70 ho jata hai, get it back to, in 6 months, get it back to 50. And this 20 you invest in fixed income, so that you're overall at a 50-50. But for you to go to aggressive, I would say a two-stage thing. One is come to moderate first, put 50 there, and then let that 50 grow to say 70. Don't trim it, because automatically you'll become aggressive, because aapka 70-30 ho jayega. So don't grow it beyond a point in time. Your overall wealth will grow, and you are basically not, you're still holding the same profile, which is a moderate profile. If you want to stick to a moderate profile, then every 6 months you would say 50 का 60 हुआ है, मेरे को 50 allocate करना है equities में, मैं 10 निकाल के fixed income में lock कर देता हूँ. And then another 6 months you will say where it is gone. Another 6 months you will keep taking the extra allocation over 50%. That's how asset allocation is done, not for you, for everybody else, guys.
Okay. This question by Vineet. I have an FD of 2 lakhs with overdraft facility due in 2024. Do you recommend to use the overdraft balance to create a model portfolio or pre-mature the fixed deposit? Also, what risk profile should I be choosing then?
Risk profile choosing is something that I can't tell you what risk profile you should be choosing. I need to know you. So guys, the only question that I won't be able to answer without sitting in front of you and asking you and sitting and meeting you for say half an hour is that what is it that you want to overall, what are your liabilities, आपने insurance लिया है कि नहीं लिया है, आपके goals क्या हैं, आपके education का कुछ खर्चा आने वाला है, marriage का खर्चा आने वाला है. I need to know all of that before I can say what kind of a asset allocation you need to look at. But to answer your first question, that FD पे overdraft करके अपने को ये करना ही नहीं है कद का. You don't need to do all of this. What is the FD giving you? 5%, 6%? I would say just even if you don't have the full courage of taking the FD, take half the FD out and put it first, and then take baby steps. See, अपन आसमानी सुलेमानी नहीं करना है. What is आसमानी सुलेमानी? इधर से सीधे इधर आ जाएंगे because मोहित बोल रहा है. नहीं. The thing is that वो आपका natural behavior वापस से आपको इधर ले आएगा. So the way to doing it is in 2-3 steps. Okay, I am getting convinced. Let me do half here, half let it be there. Once I see the performance, do I need to remove this remaining half and put it out there and then go all out? Right? That approach you will be comfortable as well. And it is not something that you will say, I only heard Mohit. It's something that you say that is appreciated. It's acceptable to me as well. So I will follow this particular approach. So I would suggest you do that.
Okay. I'll pick this another question by Gyanesh Gupta. He said, how should the allocation change for equity, debt, fixed income, property, etc. as we move from 51 to 60, 61 to 70 and further from that? What's your view within this? I've got different views from different financial advisors.
How your allocation should change?
Yeah.
No, your allocations will automatically start changing because आप जब वो NAV level पे देखेंगे, अगर आपके पास 50% is lying in equity, remaining 20% is lying in say debt, and say 30% is lying in properties, right? Now, the simple way of doing things is that at the end of the year or at the end of 6 months, this 50 तो आपको पता लग ही जाएगा where is it, because it's lying in equity. Any portfolio tracker will tell you. Debt also, what I normally do is that on the debt side, you will say that मेरा interest accrual कितना हुआ, what is the growth on the debt side. Property, you just call a broker and figure out where are the notional rates the way that you are there, right? You're not selling it, but you always keep checking the market out. So you'll basically say 50, 30 and 20 has become 60, 22 and say 25. That is your allocation. Right. So that is your allocation. Now you're playing on that allocation. So when you're looking at a net worth level, which I'm liking the discussion that we're doing today, because all of you guys are talking at a net worth level. At a net worth level, 50, which you park in equity, you get a daily NAV, either through a portfolio tracker or even through a mutual funds, right? If you're investing debt through, say, FD or through a mutual fund से तो आपको NAV मिल जाता है. FD also, you can call for a statement any point in time that what is my interest earned so far, or what is my maturity interest, right? And property, you just need to pick up the phone and speak with 5 people, and you will come to know whether it is moving up, down, and all of that stuff, right? So when you look and when you're getting the real rate of property, please don't say I want to buy property. Let's assume I have a property in Bandra, just to give you an example. तो क्या होता है कि आप ब्रोकर को फोन करोगे और उसको बोलोगे कि मुझे प्रॉपर्टी खरीदनी है, तो वो रेट आपको ज्यादा बताएगा. आप बोलोगे मुझे बेचनी है तो रेट कम बताएगा. सो whenever you are taking that approach, you always say that मुझे प्रॉपर्टी बेचनी है. So what is the thing that I can get out of it, right? That is the question that you need to ask, not to say that मुझे खरीदनी है, नहीं तो आपको गलत रेट बताएगा वो. So once you have that, then you have your next. This is a very simple. It'll take you 10 minutes. I think I don't even know why any other financial planner will advise you in any other way. And allocation kaise karna is the key. Deciding on where you are today and what is your current allocation is hardly an issue.
Okay. Yeah. I'm taking a question by Mr. Joseph. He said that is it too risky to buy a model portfolio now? Currently, as I noticed, we are at the high cycle of the market to buy over expensive stocks.
Sir, I'm buying a model portfolio on Monday morning, and which is a sizable model portfolio. And I am buying the aggressive model portfolio. So I don't think so. I would, at any given point of time, I would say, and markets can correct. As I said, my philosophy has, आपकी philosophy अलग हो सकती है. मेरी philosophy जो मैंने देखी है and what has I have seen that has worked, Joseph, is that I have always decided on allocation on the day I have the money. So I have some surplus that is coming to me. It is already in my account. It came to me today, and Monday morning I'm getting it. So I don't care about where the markets are looking and all. I know that Markets Mojo does a stock picking approach. We don't do a market-based forecasting approach. So I have told you that what happens in stock-based approach and what is the challenge with which we created Markets Mojo, and that should give you a little bit of a comfort, Joseph, is that let's assume there are 100 stocks. There are not 4,000 stocks in this country. There are only 100 stocks. Now, when the markets are getting into a bullish zone, 80 out of these 100 stocks do well, 20 stocks don't do well. So my job becomes easier because I have to, my probability of success is higher. Flat market में क्या होता है कि around 40-50 stocks do well and the remaining don't do well. And in bear market, what happens is 20 stocks do well and 80 stocks don't do well. It's as simple as that. This is what Advance and Decline will tell you. This is what every guy will tell you. The thing that you have to make sure, and the thing that when we started creating Markets Mojo 6 years back, is that any given point in time, how do I be in these 20 stocks when there is a bear market? How do I be in these 50 stocks when there is this market? And how do I be in this 80 stocks? So that is the objective with which we created Markets Mojo. Now, I'm not saying at all given point in time that will come true. But in the times that we've seen over the last 5 years, even if the market is negative, we've delivered, say, 15-20% positive in the market. If the market is positive, we've delivered double returns out there. So our objective has always been be in the stocks that are moving irrespective of the market cycle. So when I today tell you that I'm investing my personal money only in model portfolio and I'm getting in on Monday, then I think that should give you the conviction.
Okay. So this question by Mr. Sujan is that I bought a home in Bangalore 2 years back, but I'm not sure if I will stay there. Is it wise to sell the house, repay the pending loan amount and invest the rest of the money in equity and plan to buy a house later after 10 years?
If you're planning to buy a house later after 10 years, and if you've already bought a house in Bangalore, where you're giving your EMIs. And I'm sure that, now you're talking of a 10-year period. I would any day put my throat out in front of you and tell you, sell that house, clean your liabilities, invest, because you have 10 years, but for 10 years, don't look at that money. For at least 5 years, don't look at that money. And what you will be able to achieve after 5 or 10 years, you will bless me, hopefully, then.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. So Payal has actually asked this question that can we use the 5-year plan twice and get a double extension and 6 t-shirts free?
Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can do that. You can. We will send you 6 t-shirts if you are extending the 5-year offer twice, and obviously you will get 6 months and 6 months, so you'll get 1 year free.
Okay. So, question by another anonymous attendee is that up to now you've been talking for younger people. What about 60 plus with a person with inadequate insurance or no insurance, having medical cover, and see about 50 lakhs in stocks and mutual funds? No debt funds, no liabilities, no fixed deposits.
Right. So if you have no liabilities, no fixed deposits, and if you have 50 or 60 lakhs in equity and debt fund, the only thing that you're saying is that I don't have a relevant insurance out there, right? So the first thing I'll tell you is that there are a lot of insurance companies that even give insurance at that age. But run that quote past me. I'm giving you a special permission to please take the quote and send it to me. Let me see that quote, because I don't know your health condition. I don't know what kind of premiums they would be asking you. But your approach is absolutely right. If you're today saying I'm at a wealth creation approach at the age of 60, I have told you guys that today I am approaching 50, right? I have never been more aggressive. I was never so aggressive when I was 25, 27, 28, 30 odd years ago, because I had liabilities. I have two boys who are actually now going to study in the US. I have twin boys. I'm sharing this for the first time, I think. I have twin boys of touching 18 years. So now, with the expense coming in, now you know the expense of education in the US for two boys is around 1 crore every year, right? Even with that coming in, I have planned that, and I have planned that only for the next 1 year. The remaining money is in equities, because I know that the appreciation will take care of it. I have got 2 years time. No? It will take care of it. I believe in my product. I know that it will take care of it. So for your situation at 60-year-old with 50, 60 lakhs lying in equity, please let it. It's a great approach. You're not going wrong anywhere if you don't have any liabilities. You're not going wrong. The only thing that I want to figure out is that if we can cover you till 70 in any chance, if we can go to an insurance company and say that 60 to 70 ka mujhe chahiye, this is my health condition, do my medical test and tell me how much is the term cover. Wo ek baar we'll do it.
Okay. This question by Nikhil is that I have a PMS and Ask. It has given some alpha, but not as impressive as you've shown for Mojo moderate portfolio. I have finished 2 years in the last month, and there is a 1% exit fee before 3-year completion. Should I take a hit of 1% exit fee, exit the PMS, and invest in the Mojo moderate portfolio?
Look at their returns and look at the returns of the model portfolio, and you will know that why immediately you should exit and give that 1% exit fee. It doesn't matter. As I said that, I've been with Motilal Oswal. I've been a CEO of a PMS house myself. Even Alchemy, for that matter, or Motilal Oswal's PMS or ASK's PMS, they are not doing well today. They are not doing well. And if you look at the prima facie mistakes that are happening in terms of the performance versus what we are offering out there, whether it is in HNI, who's, there are HNIs even worth 40, 50 crores who are talking to us from moving their money from PMS onto a model portfolio. Specifically, that is the reason we came out with the HNI concept. We will create an HNI product. The HNI product that we are trying to create, we are not trying to say that this product will be applicable to only people who have 5 crore plus. Right now, the number in my mind is say 50 lakhs, as low as 50 lakhs, or maybe a little lower than that also, because that's from where we have to. It is not about servicing the HNIs, it's about making investors the HNI. Are you getting what I'm saying? It is not about that I'm going to create something to service HNIs. I'm saying I want to make sure that if you are eligible, if somebody comes and says that Mohit, I have 20 lakhs only because I want to become an HNI. So now the approach that we are following is that how do you become an HNI is an approach. रिच को और रिच तो कर देंगे, वो तो हो जाएगा, लेकिन फ्रॉम वेयर वी आर एट अ मिडिल लेवल, हाउ डू यू बिकम रिच इज द अप्रोच दैट the difference in the approach that I would try and get out there, right? That is the concept. यहाँ पे 1%, 99% of the investor wealth is lying with 1% people. I service the 99% of the people. इसमें से if I can create maybe another 1% HNIs or 2% HNIs, my life is sorted. I can be very peaceful on the last day of my life. That you've got an impact out there, right? So we will, that is the reason we are not trying to create a, अभी आप किसी का भी HNI डेस्क देखो वो 5 करोड़ से चालू होता है, मैं नहीं करूंगा वो, I will not do it. I will say, how many guys, my only requirement is that मेरे को तंग नहीं करने का है. When I say that you don't need the money for 5 years, आपको 30, 40, 50% CAGR चाहिए, पैसा डबल करना है, वो सब, but you can't come and say that अरे मोहित, the market is down, मेरा stock is down 2%. That as soon as the investor will say that, I will say, take your money back, Baba. You are not the guy who has the aptitude to become an HNI. So more than the money, I would want to have the guys who have the right aptitude and say that, Mohit, okay, this is the money. I'm not going to ask you anything. This is lying here. Whatever it is, 25, 30, 40, let's have a discussion. And I will personally meet these investors one-on-one and do dialogue with them. Right. So that is the whole concept of the whole HNI piece that, we are planning. I think you guys have asked us a lot separate. That is the reason that I want to keep HNI proposition as not a part of Markets Mojo Professional. It will be a separate service altogether. From the lakhs of investors that we have, maybe some people will come with a 5 crore and maybe I will not accept that person only. Right? Because some people call you like, वो रात को 9 बजे के बाद अगले दिन सुबह 3 बजे अभी क्या हो गया, अरे मार्केट मेरा portfolio is down 2%. I don't want those customers. I want customers, and there are customers I can see on the chat only who will typically say that, Mohit, you have the time, don't worry, right? You make sure that you grow my money in the way it has never grown before or can never grow in the future. Please grow. That is the approach.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just pick this question by Mr. Anshul. He said, I'm 28, married, no liabilities, 70% net worth in equity. I follow the model portfolio approach, but currently I don't have no insurance. What else should I do for wealth creation? I am not touching my equity for the next 10 to 12 years.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I missed the first 2 lines. If you can repeat.
Yeah, I'm 28, married, no liabilities. I have 70% of my net worth in equity, and I'm currently following the model portfolio approach. Right. I don't have insurance as well. What else should I do for wealth creation? I'm not touching my equity for 10 to 12 years.
Absolutely right. 70% discipline at the age of 28. I must tell you, congratulations. If you maintain that 70% rigorously, that kuch bhi ho jaye, this 70% will remain 70%. You are the guy who will become whatever your income levels are. Your earning levels will be at least 5 to 10x of your total annualized, total year lifelong income. I can assure you, if you are putting 70% of your savings into that. The only thing I'll tell you is that at 28 also, maybe another 2 years, for 2 years, take a 20-year cover till 50. Take a cover, right? That, and take the cheapest cover. सबसे सस्ता जो मिलता है, अपने को सिर्फ लाइफ कवर करना है, कोई वो यूलिप नहीं लेना है, कोई कुछ नहीं करना है. Maybe you will pay some at your age. Frankly, even for a 5 crore cover, you would pay maybe 30,000-40,000 rupees in a year. But take that, keep it, kuch bhi ho. We don't want to have any of those worries. And then you're saying that I am set in my mindset, and a very good approach of 70% out there, right? No liabilities and all. Only thing that I will say, the challenge that will come in front of you, because you're just married, you will have kids, and somewhere when you have kids and all, their requirements will come, expenses and all, your total expense will increase. But whatever your savings are, make sure that that savings ka 70% is always going there. Just follow that approach.
Okay, so question by Saurav is that, hi Mohit, you always say that portfolio should be 10 to 15 shares max, but you also say that in model portfolio maximum investment should be 1 crores. So for rupees 5 crores investment in five portfolios, it will be 50 shares, right?
No, it doesn't work like that. There's a lot of common stocks that come out there. I would say that if you're buying all three model portfolios, totally maybe 20, 25 odd shares would be there. But I hear you that, this 1 crore approach. I am going to go back, Jason, write down this. I'm going to go back and see, can we increase this 1 crore maximum limit to a 2 crore or a 3 crore per model portfolio? I think that is something that will make you guys happy, that we will try and increase within one model portfolio, whether the maximum limit should be 1 crore, or we can increase that from 1 crore to say 3 crore or a 5 crore. I'm going to try and figure that piece out for you.
Okay. This question by an anonymous attendee. He said, my current family portfolio is around 75 lakhs. Yeah. I have a mutual fund portfolio of 35 lakhs. Current SIPs I use is 35,000 rupees per month. Should I put out all mutual fund money and invest in equity? Will that be the right approach?
Again, I can't tell you your asset allocation without knowing everything that you are. Asset allocation, guys, that is the reason that मैंने आपको asset allocation पे I did those financial planning series, so that at the end of that you can define your asset allocation. Without me knowing you beyond the 4 lines that you write, I would be wrong if I were to give you an asset allocation today, because I don't know your liabilities, I don't know your plans, I don't know your goals, I don't know your expenses that are coming out. Only when I know that, the only thing that I'll tell you is that investment in equity should be the money that you do not require at least for 5 years and in that cycle. If you can keep doing that, then I would say if there is money available to you, whatever that amount of money is, and if it is parked in FD, it is a crime. If you have 5-year surplus money lying, whether in property, whether in FD, whether in debt, or whether anywhere else, that should ideally be the most productive if you plug that 5-year approach into equity. That is a standard one. Uske upar, the allocation, as I said, is something that unless I know more about you, I can't blindly tell you the allocation.
Okay, a lot of investors are actually asking about ULIPs. Is it beneficial? They want to know your opinion on
that. My opinion is very straightforward, and I'm saying this with experience of running ULIPs, that according to me, ULIPs are the instrument that you should completely stay away from unless you have a very specific requirement. ULIP, you have a mutual fund, you guys know. A mutual fund has a fund, right? Now this fund is, the job of the fund manager is to make sure this fund performs. What is a ULIP? Let's understand that first. That if you have a ULIP also has a fund, right? ULIP also has a fund. ULIP has typically a fund, on around that there is a risk cover, which is known as a term plan. So when you buy, let's assume that I today take a ULIP, I'll get a very minimal risk cover, and they will invest my money into this particular fund, which you can buy from a mutual fund also. You don't have to buy. Insurance companies are not companies which are known for their fund management approach, right? Now, if you call as pension funds, what happens is that think of pension fund as a mutual fund debt instrument, which is investing in government securities to give you 3, 4, 5% kind of a annual, or 5, 6% kind of a annual return, which is distributed to you on a monthly basis. That is known as your pension, right? So, and then you have a moderate and your aggressive plan. You can change your plan 4 times a year by going to an AMC and insurance company and saying that I want to be taking now the moderate. So these are only 4 portfolios, like just the way that we have model portfolios, these are the 4 portfolios. The only difference in ULIP is that once you've given the money, you're stuck. Agar wo fund manager is not performing also, then you are stuck, because some of the ULIPs come with a very long lock-ins. I am not a propagator of getting stuck anywhere. Anything that tells me that तुम 5 साल तक निकाल नहीं सकते हो, I need the best return and I need 5-minute getting out flexibility. That is my mantra. and I want to go to the expert who is the best in that. So अगर मेरे को insurance लेना है, I will go and buy a term insurance. Insurance बेचते हो ना, term insurance. That is what I want because you guys insure my life. That is all that I want from you. Then I will say, if I were to create regular income और pension मुझे लेना है, तो मैं mutual fund से ले लूँगा ना. Mutual fund have plans that can give you monthly payouts and all this stuff. I will take it from them. They're the best in that. And if I want to take equity, why will I go to a mutual fund? Because 40, 45, 50 stocks, I've seen their performance. I may as well take equity exposure the right way and go to a concentrated guy, which is either a PMS or it is a model portfolio. That is how I will typically. We will never take a big bazaar approach. आपको शूज लेना है तो शूज की दुकान से लो, ये लेना है तो यहां से लो, ये लेना है तो यहां से लो. That is the approach that I'm saying. But that person should be the best in that and should only be doing that. The only other thing is, do not get your money stuck anywhere with not getting the ability to move out at any given point in time. You guys may buy properties, but usko jab bechna padega tab aapko pata lagega kitna hota hai. And that is the reason I say that money should be growing at 30%. Line isko note kar lijiye. Money should be growing at 30% and money should be liquid in 24 hours. And everything else, risk of life covered. My house is there. That's all. Now my money is growing. Something happens to me, that is covered. I live in a decent place. If not, I will live in a decent place. Maybe today or tomorrow, whatever it is, if you're taking a loan. And today, exposing of or cleaning of your loan, unless, gentlemen who asked me that I want to clean up, but unless if you are disposing of your loan, it doesn't make sense because interest rates are going to come down. Loan sasta hoga. If you're at a 6 to 7%, I would say merit is to not dispose of the loan because your outside returns are way higher than that. Why do you want to take and clean out a loan if you don't require to? If you've covered your liability, अगर मुझे कुछ हो गया तो ये लोन कौन पे करेगा? उस हिसाब से अगर आपने टर्म इंश्योरेंस लिया हुआ है चलने दो उसको. Or as I told you that if you can clear your home loan in the first 5 years, then you do it. So these are broad things. I will cover it again. Don't worry. I'm dedicating 3 days next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday on this again. So that we guys again go through, do a brush up and then sit with our families.
Okay, also, a lot of investors are asking your opinion on NPS. Is it a good investment choice to do that?
No, I don't think so. It is something that I would look at. It is your personal choice if you really want to look at. But I don't think so. It is something, as I said, that liquid होना चाहिए. अगर वो debt में भी है तो भी liquid होना चाहिए, right? I should be able to play. There's a lot of dynamics that plays also in terms of short-term debt rates, long-term debt rates, dynamic debt, corporate debt, government securities debt loan, which is the kind of credit rating I should touch. Those are things that you should be very cognizant about because the safer the plan, the lower the income. आपको कोई commit करेगा, if today I say that आप ऐसा करिए, मैं आपको commit करता हूँ pension, right? You will give me money, you will say, Mohit, how much money you require to give me what pension? So I'll say, मेरे को 1 crore दीजिए आप, right? मैं आपको pension देता हूँ 10,000 रुपए महीने की, 20,000 महीने की, whatever that pension is. मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? What am I doing? मेरे को पता है अगर मैंने 1 crore FD में रख दिया तो मैं आपसे सिर्फ लेके उधर रख रहा हूँ, वहां से आपको पैसे दे रहा हूँ. Now वो मैं करूंगा तो आपको पता लग जाएगा कि मैं FD में रख रहा हूँ. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ? मैं गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज में रखता हूँ. Because government securities में why do I keep it? So I put it in government securities because it is government's responsibility that these companies are running. So I can answer you that यार मैंने तो I put it in ONGC के bond में रखा था मैंने, अभी ONGC चला गया तो मैं क्या करूँ? So that is the reason that in terms of risk profiling, FD is the lower, then government securities debt, and then it's corporate debt, right? So when you get any of the pension plans, it is somewhere in between here. And that is the reason they commit to you a monthly outflow. That aapko on a monthly basis, this is the amount that you'll, because you're on the lowest side of the lowest risk of, and the lowest risk with the lowest return of the debt instrument. So I would not recommend that.
Anil has this question. He's saying, I would have gone for the offer, but my fund of around 1 lakh is blocked with the current 4 IPOs, and the same will be free in a week's time. Will the offer be available after a week's time?
No, it will not be available, Anil. But Jason, please keep a link for him. You can send it to him separately, even if the offer is not available.
Okay, someone has also asked a 2-year link. I'll be dropping it in the chat box if you'd like to hand the file over. So I'll just pick this question by Kishore. It's from the YouTube chat. What he's saying is that I'm 60-year-old and retired. I have savings of 50 lakhs in mutual funds, 18 lakh in an existing portfolio, and 8 lakh in model portfolio. I also have FD and savings account of 4 lakhs. I have term insurance. I don't have any other source of income and I fully trust you. Please guide me on how to go ahead from here. How much should I increase my allocation?
Sorry, can you just give me those amounts again?
Yeah. I have savings of 50 lakhs in mutual funds.
Okay.
18 lakh in my existing portfolio, 8 lakh in model portfolio.
8 lakhs in model portfolio.
Okay. And of FD and savings account of 4 lakhs savings.
FD and savings of, and 18 lakhs mutual fund is all equities?
No, he has 50 lakhs in mutual
50
funds.
lakhs of mutual fund is all equity?
He's not dropped it, but I'd assume it's 50 lakh mutual fund equity.
Can you ask him?
Yeah. Not sure he's not replied, but I think when he comes back with that, I'll pick the question again.
All right, fine. Well, then take it again.
Sure. Yeah. So picking the next question, this question is come by Mr. Khatar, is that what is financial freedom from your perspective? Is there any measure?
Financial freedom from my perspective is that all your expenses at any given point in time can be taken care of. It is a freedom to make sure that you are free to spend what you want to spend. And I'm not saying that when I say that you will buy a jet tomorrow, but you are in your capability, whatever you want is available to you. Your money is available to you in a day's time or 2 days time, right? And if anything happens to you, you know that your family is more than compensated. And you've created enough planning, if not wealth, at any given point in time, so that you're very well taken care of by yourself till at least the age of 80. So that is, according to me, financial freedom, that I'm not dependent on anybody. I know that I'm taken care of till 80, even if I'm alive, or if I'm not alive, my family is taken care of.
Okay. So Kishore has just replied. He's saying that the mutual fund money is mixed in nature, not all in equity.
Yeah, so you need to break that up, because as I see here, I see that your hardly in FD and saving is just about 3 odd lakhs. 50 lakhs is in mutual fund, 18 is in personal portfolio, 8 is in model portfolio. So if I see that you had 68, 76 lakhs into, it is saying 76 lakhs, but I need to know how much of that 76 lakhs is in mutual fund debt. I want to know your allocation, sir.
Okay. He's not dropped it. He just said it's mixed and not all in equity, so I'm not really sure.
But he needs to give me a broad number at least.
Okay. I'll just wait for that as well. I'll pick this question by Frank. He's saying that I'm 70 years old currently. I have term insurance, which will be getting over in 5 years. Also, I have a portfolio of 2 crores and I'm an aggressive investor, no liabilities. I am interested in the HNI thing. What do you suggest?
Absolutely, you should take the HNI thing. You're 70, Frank, you're insured till 75, which is, I think, absolutely, you've done a great planning out there. So there's no need to go beyond that. A 2 crore capital is something that we will, when you look at, the only thing you need to look at is that how much of this is something that you need to make sure that you need for your day-to-day expenses for the next, say, 5 years. And don't plan more than 5 years, 3 to 5 years. That is something that you need to keep in a safer instrument. Otherwise, the remaining can get into the HNI product.
Okay. This question by Mr. Abhishek is that I had home loan
Frank,
of...
if you don't need the money, then the whole 2 crores can go there.
I don't need the money.
Yeah.
Okay. Question by Mr. Abhishek. I had home loan of 40 lakhs for 30 years. I have increased by EMI and made it for 10 years only. Presently, I'm in the 5th year of my housing loan. Is it a right strategy or reduce EMI and balance it in equity?
What's your interest that you're paying on the home loan? आप थोड़ा डिटेल में लिखेंगे तो आई विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड यू गाइस बेटर सो जस्ट बिकॉज़ यू आई विल आस्क यू दीस क्वेश्चंस अदरवाइज आई वोंट बी एबल टू
7%.
Abhishek, great, don't pay off now. You don't need to pay off now. You've got it down from 30 to 10 years. I think this 7% will or may become lower, but balance transfer always remember, Abhishek. Keep checking with guys because you will be able to transfer even this whole loan at 6.5%. You need to play very smart now. You need to play very smart and say that, can I drop the 50 basis point by going to another bank? Negotiate, You will be able to shave off 1%, one more year from by doing nothing, by making just 3-4 calls. So if it is at 7%, it is good, but 6.5 is available in the market. So you make sure you check that. And as soon as the rates start dropping, you make sure that you just go from one place to the other to make sure that you are getting the benefit of the lowest rates. No customer, bank में क्या होता है, एक बार आपने ले लिया ना तो अब खत्म. Then I am not going to come back and give you that benefit again and again. Right? Even the floating benefit that you get versus a new customer who gets, because आप तो हो घर जबाई हो, so you are a new customer, you are an existing customer, आपको 7% pay. Let's assume that the bank starts giving at 6.5. A lot of times the bank won't even offer you that. 25 basis point, 50 basis point तो मैं negotiate करके खत्म कर देता था when I had a home loan. That I'm going here now I'm going here. He's giving me cheaper. Why should I stay here? Immediately RM will come and change your with a change request of your interest. So just go there, but 7% is a great rate. 6.5 better. Get it at 6.5 and stay there.
So Kishore has replied. He says, "I'm not on. I don't know the actual allocation of debt and equity, to be frank."
Kishore, you need to know that. But I will tell you that here what you've done is that you have. Let's assume I'm taking assumptions. I'm today assuming that you have something in debt out there. But even if you have 40 lakhs in out of 50, 40 lakhs in equity mutual fund, 18 lakhs in personal portfolio, and 8 lakhs in in model portfolio, I would say, unless you're doing great returns better than the model portfolio of 18 lakhs, move that into model portfolio. Move that into model portfolio. If you feel that, no, Mohit, I want to maintain my 18 lakhs here, then move your mutual fund, half of what your mutual fund is there, into the model portfolio. Guys, एक हमारा concept होता है. Now, all you guys stop typing for 2 minutes and listen to me. When we come into equity markets, we say whether we are conservative, aggressive, or moderate. By virtue of you guys being in the equity markets, you are anyways moderate to aggressive. There's no concept of conservative in equity market. वो हम portfolio का मेरे को नाम दूसरा नहीं आता इसलिए मैंने conservative दिया हुआ है उसका. But none of the portfolio is conservative. When I say conservative, is basically that I am at that 6-7% kind of a thing, right? So when you come into the equity market, it is said that when you are getting wet more, then you please stand outside, get fully wet. So my concept is that if you are coming into equity mutual funds, you may as well stay concentrated into a model portfolio approach, because mutual fund आपने equity exposure तो ले लिया, but you marginalize your returns. Because 50 stocks में, and if you look at that mutual fund's performance, what it has given you, उसका 5 साल का performance देखिए आप. You see the portfolio performance here for 5 years. What are you saying? I'm taking the equity risk, but I'm not getting the return. Why? Because you're in the wrong instrument. So if you've decided to invest in equity, I think lesser part should be in a mutual fund kind of a thing if you are typically taking the HNI approach. Right? Then lesser part should be in mutual fund and more part should be in products like model portfolio, which are concentrated and which deliver higher returns.
Okay. So Mr. Selva has asked this question. I'd like to close my business. Currently, I'm getting 10% per annum returns and invest 4 crores money into equity. Please give some advice.
Sir, again, I need to know a lot more. Closing the business is fine, but then how will you run your liabilities? If you say my liabilities are taken care of, and if you say, Mohit, I don't require this 4 crores for the next 5 years, I would say put 100% into equities, no issues. But I need to know how much money you've got outside of this 4 crores to take care of your liability. If there is anything that uneventual stuff happens, are you insured or not? So thoda, I will need to know maybe, I think it is Jason,
Yep.
what we need to do for our next Saturday session is that I will send you a format in which you should put your questions. My age is so, this is this, this is this, this is this, so that your eventual question comes in the end, but I at least get a flavor of a brief bio of yours before I answer that, because otherwise I don't want to, get into advising you wrong in any ways because I have lack of information. So for your business, I need to know, are your liabilities covered? Are you covered? Are your expenses covered, or they have to be covered from this 4 crores? Only then I can tell you what to do with this 4.
Okay, we'll share a format for the next time. Sure with that. So Sachin has asked a lot of questions. I'll just pick one of the questions he asked, that should I opt for fixed or flexible rates? If I opt for fixed rates, are the chances of rates still dropping?
On what are you what rates are you
I
talking
think these
about?
are home loan rates.
Right. No, always flexible. Always flexible. Don't go for fixed rates right now. First of all, the fixed rates will come more than 1 to 1.5% of the current flexi rates. The floating rates will be, the fixed rates will be higher than 1.5% of the floating rates. And the floating rates will come down from here. So please, nobody, if anybody out of you have got a fixed rate, change it to floating. Don't, right now is not the time to opt for a fixed rate home loan.
Okay, question by Mr. Benny John. I wish to put 7 lakhs in fixed income plan, and the monthly return from it should directly go into an SIP for equity. Is this a good approach?
Yeah, if that works for you, that is a good approach. But monthly returns, aapka matlab, I don't know what will come out there, but I think if you've kept it in fixed income, there must be a reason for that. But if you've kept it in fixed income and you want to create a SIP from there into or maybe you can do a STP, which is a systematic transfer plan, straight into equities, it's a great approach.
Okay. Yeah. So Mr. Visual has asked this question. I'm a long-term member for Mojo and already have a FIRE membership. Currently, I am having some good balance in fixed deposits and cash. No loans taken so far. 25% of my net worth is invested in equity through the model portfolio. Currently, I am building my house without any loans as I am not a person of loans. Is it advisable to take a loan to build home and invest the cash I reserved for the house construction in model portfolios, as I will generate some alpha from that?
Sir, आपका profile देख के, if I were to look at your profile, you have 25% of your wealth in the model portfolio. You are taking a loan. So basically what it tells me, mota, I'm telling you in the broader terms, where I know that I think you have the ability of taking the risk. Now, but you do not want to take any liability of a home loan. But I would strongly suggest that this is available at around 6.5% today. I think it may be a smarter approach for you to look at a part home loan, to save that money even if you have it, and build it over a 5-year period onto the equity side. Because even if the equity gives you 10%, 12% return, abhi to hamara 43% CAGR hai. I'm saying even if it gives you 15% CAGR, and if you take a home loan at 7% also or 6.5% also, you're saving double. So very simply, if I were you, I would say 6.5, 7%, great, I will take it. The same money I will grow, because now मेरा home loan तो चलता रहेगा 4-5 साल तक. 4-5 years का money I would have anyways put if I had not taken a home loan. That money, let it grow in equities, even if it gives me 15% also compounding. Still, I'm doubling up my returns by taking a home loan. No?
Okay, so Arindam is a bit upset I'm not picking his question. I picked a very similar question yesterday, but I'll just pick it again. Arindam is saying, I'm interested in the independence offer. Can I take the subscription now, but request you to start the subscription period on my date of investment?
Date of investment?
So the first day he invests in the market, that's the time we start a subscription period, but he wants to...
What if you don't start by for the next 1 year or so? When are you planning to start investing? Ask him that, please, first.
Yeah, I'll just wait in the chat box if you can drop that.
Yeah. I will give you 1 month to start investing. Okay. So, Jason, please tell him to subscribe. He has to start investing in the next 1 month. We'll not charge him for the next 1 month. Let's go.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so Vinod has this question, dear Mohit. Almost every speaker says that you should keep 50% of your funds in money market or debt funds, but no one tells which fund to invest and how to invest. Can you please elaborate on how to choose funds and which funds to invest?
See, first of all, though, I'll tell you that there is no need to keep 50% in debt. Who tells you that? Those are stupid people. Without knowing what you want, without knowing what your goals are, why would somebody say put 50% in debt and everybody should put 50% in debt? Why? If you have a specific requirement, if you have a need, if it's something that is to be done, we will do 50 what? We will do 60% in debt, no issues. But that is not a universal rule of the law of the land. Neither the law of the land is to put 100% money in equity. It's not. The law of the land is the law of you. What is you? Who are you? What is the requirement? Have you covered your liabilities? And post that, you take your decision in terms of allocation. Then you go on to choose the funds. So for that, I would say go on to Markets Mojo. We've launched mutual fund. I have tested that IP 1,000 times. Please select any category and only buy the buy rated funds. In mutual fund section of Markets Mojo, unlike stocks where we have strong buy, hold, sell, and strong sell, there you have buy, hold, and sell. Please buy only the buy rated funds in the debt side and you will not go wrong.
Okay. Yeah. So Bhagan has asked this question: how should I go about investing for next 7 years if I want my investment to reach around 7 to 8 crores?
Sorry?
How should I go about investing for the next 7 years if I want my investments to reach around 7 to 8 crores?
So you have to tell me how much you want to start with. How can I tell you to reach to 7-8 crores? You will say, Mohit, I want to start with 7 lakhs. How do I reach to 7-8? What is the amount that you want to start? What is your return expectation?
Okay. I'll just wait if he puts it in the chat box. Okay, I'll just pick another question till then. This is related to Mojo stocks. It's by Mr. Balachandran. Is that every week you're adding more stocks in the list of Mojo stocks? At the same time, we are asked that we should not have more than 30 shares in the portfolio and have minimum number of shares. I'm holding more than 30 shares. Do you have any advice on this?
I would typically say trim it down, 30 shares. We are adding new stocks in Mojo stocks and we're also removing stocks from Mojo stocks. It's not that we are only adding out there. And please, the reason we are adding is that Mojo stocks is a list. It's not a portfolio. It's a list of top stocks. So it is for investors who want to choose from that list top stocks that they want to invest in. So what we expect you to do for some of the investors who understand stocks pretty well, we are basically saying this is a list of our top stocks. Now you can create a 5-stock portfolio from there, or you can create a 10-stock, or you can create a 30-stock portfolio. My advice has been that 10 to 20 stocks is what you should create. Otherwise, you should not go beyond that. There is an investor who wrote to me yesterday. I responded to him that I think he's got 125 stocks in his portfolio, mostly Mojo and strong buys, and he's got a 35% return. It is sheerly out of luck right now because 35% return is great, but I'm saying that if you had concentrated your approach, you would have got maybe a double. So concentration is typically 20 stocks at maximum is what I always suggest. That is the principle even of our model portfolio. And you need to keep looking at how you need to figure out. And, I do multi-bagger presentations with you where I tell you when to buy, when to sell, how to look at stocks so that you can make sure that today, agar main kar nahi sakta hu, I don't do this because I can't do it regularly. If I were to make my portfolio out of Mojo stocks, trust me, I will not go over 10 stocks. I will study those stocks. I don't have to invest in every new stock who comes in. I will study those stocks and I'll make a 10 stock portfolio.
Okay. So one of the anonymous attendees has said that I'm fine with having 25 to 30, more than 25 to 30 stocks in my portfolio. Is it okay to have all three model portfolios?
Yeah, it is absolutely fine. I would suggest that have at maximum two. But if you want to have all three, absolutely no issues with that.
Okay. So Mr. RK has asked this question. I am 41 with no liabilities. My net worth in equity is 2.5 crores. Recently, I moved 1.5 crore to three model portfolios instead of one from a sale proceedings of balanced mutual funds. Should I make it one or two now? My number of stocks is also increasing from here.
Yeah, I think you should make it one or two, and I think you should also wait for our HNI desk to come in, and you can then move everything out there so that we can manage your whole wealth in one approach rather than across various model portfolios. For anybody who's investing more than 1 crore, or even I would say more than 25, 30 lakhs in a model portfolio, I think you should seriously consider the HNI product when it comes in, because it will make life easier for you. The only thing, as I said, is the choice of investment will not be the money that you have. The choice of investment will be the kind of aptitude you have to stay invested, and to make sure that you are not too shaken up by things here and there. वो जब राइड चलेगी तो you have to sit in the ride. Seat belt वगैरह will give you everything. You have to sit in the ride. It is my job to make sure that you are on the other side. It is not your job. You have to just sit there. So, but you have to sit patiently and be there for a period so that we can do that. But yeah, I would suggest that you should concentrate your model portfolios, or else wait for HNI in a month's time when we are coming out with, and you can park it there as well.
There's a lot of investors actually asking about when is the HNI, because whenever you mention HNI, everyone asks dates on the chat box.
HNI is a 1 month away. The only thing, guys, I'm telling you why I waited some time for HNI is because I'm trying to find out a discount broker to get your cost down, which I can link in directly as somebody that you open an account with, so that you don't have to approve the orders, or so that you don't have to execute and then put it in the this thing. It goes, and I get a transaction history from the broker and auto updates out here, so that this price mismatch jo hota hai and all of those things, the headaches will go away. So that is the only reason why it is holding. It is not holding because we have not got a portfolio. Our portfolio is in place. It is holding because I want to look at the right execution platform, and I want to look at somebody who charges my Mojo customers zero. I do not want you to pay for broking. And that is the platform that I'm in dialogue with. That how do we get, because I just want a seamless integration approach so that we can manage money more seamlessly rather than again the same way that we're doing model portfolios.
Okay. Yeah. Mohit, a lot of investors actually asking about the IG Petrochem stock, which you had suggested as one of the multi-baggers. Some of them are around 10 to 15% loss. Is there anything to be worried about?
मल्टी बैगर मैंने ये बोला था, अच्छा मैंने शायद आपको बोला होगा 1 महीने में आप मतलब यहाँ से चांद में निकल जाएंगे. It's 15-20% down. It's fine. No need to worry. My multi-bagger approach, guys, अगर मैं आपको 10 स्टॉक दूंगा, if I give you 10 stocks over 10 weeks period, multi-bagger, I've told you 4 or 5 should become multi-baggers. 5 or 6 may not work. But to look at a stock I think I covered IG Petro last week, right?
I think last week.
Last to last week I covered Andhra Petro, I think. IG I
Yeah,
covered
around 7 to 12 days before. Yeah, right.
7 to 12 days में आप क्या देख रहे हो? Hold. Don't worry.
Okay. One of these questions come by Mr. Dikshit. He said he's joined a bit late. He wants to know whether your 5-year independence offer would be available for at least for the next 3 to 4 days. Any time limit on that?
We have not decided. We have launched it for today, tomorrow, but it may be available on Monday. I can't commit. But guys, आप लोग please understand one thing, that मैं यहाँ पे आपको HNI बनाने की अप्रोच करता हूँ, आप मेरे को रिटेल बनाने की अप्रोच कर रहे हो. You want to make me poor when I want to make you rich, right? So that is the conflict. Today you're getting 5-year at 49 at almost at 9,000 plus you're getting 6 months extra free. Please take it. Whether you want to take it a 2-year, I activated again a 2-year package for you. If you want to become an HNI, if you want to become a serious investor, you have to be with us for 10, 15 years. That is how it is going to work. Otherwise, it will not work. So when you're getting this offer, I've told you one thing, and I'm saying this in an open forum. This is not a private forum. In an open forum, prices will only increase. Every day that you do not subscribe, the next day you will regret. So all my investor friends who think 14,999 ऑफर वापस आने वाला है, वो लाइफ में नहीं आने वाला अभी. ये 19,999 वाला ऑफर आगे लाइफ में नहीं मिलेगा, एंड दिस 49,999 तो डेफिनेटली नहीं मिलेगा, बिकॉज we are planning to increase the services to 50,000 a year. Today you are getting for 49,000 5 years, and we are adding 6 months free. Please don't expect price drop. Penny wise pound foolish हो जाएगा नहीं तो. You have to basically say, ये इस आदमी को मैं लॉक कैसे करूं, इस कंपनी को मैं लॉक कैसे करूं for the next 10 years, 15 years, so that I grow with these people. That's how you need to do. One investor, HNI investor, that the big, I will tell you the story of Mr. Junjanwala. He was something that guy came on a spiral and created wealth. Whoever was close to him created exponential wealth. Right? Nobody will today, and Mr. Junjanwala started as a broker. Nobody would typically talk about rates and all of that stuff, because you see that, this is being penny wise, pound foolish. No, we have to earn the pounds. Why are we talking the pennies? But the thing is, my only thing that I don't feel very happy about is that the amount of effort that we do selflessly coming in front of you, I don't want to have a price discussion, because I'm telling you the prices will increase, and I will keep a very strong coterie of investors and make sure that they grow so fast and rapidly, but it has to be right coterie, people who are there for long. So please, as much as you want to extend, because this offer is going to get expensive by the day.
Okay, so also Anirudh has written that your website, which is free itself, is as good as the pro price, the free features.
I fully agree with you. We have kept. Do you know how many investors? There are around 6 lakh investors on our site who don't have Mojo Professional, and they find huge amount of value by being there, even when they don't have the whole advisory that I give you guys. Right? So there is the set of investors that we are building out here is a very different breed altogether. And there's a lot of times that when people come and say that, boss, ये भी क्या हो गया? अभी मेरे को कल बोला था आज स्टॉक नीचे, मैं उसको, I always tell them, इनका पैसा वापस कर दो ना please. Because the thing is that today, if you've got an aim of trying to take people upward of a journey, what is my aim? My aim is that 1% of my base. Agar 1% of my base, let's assume that I have serious investors. So even if I convert 60, 70% of these investors into multi-bagger investors, I'm sorted. I would have created enough wealth for the company and for myself, and I would have been a happy guy, because my wealth is got created because there are another 1 lakh investors who are sitting and reaching and at least giving me their blessings. No.
Okay. This question by Mr. Abhijit is that for opting an outperforming portfolio, do you recommend to buy Mojo stocks later than at least 1 or 3 months as per the strategy you showed for small, mid, and large caps?
Abhijit, the thing is, it is there is no guarantee of what I say. I say that according to what I've seen through the system and numbers, the probability of success increases the more a Mojo stock stays in the list. Closer to 3 or 4 months, the probability becomes 100% that you will make exponential wealth. Now, when you invest in the stock, when it comes on day one, also, what did I tell you the other day? Though, let's assume a stock comes. A stock will either make money or not make money, or maybe average money, right? What happens when the stock comes? It is here. When the stock after 3 months, it's here. There, the probability of it always making money is very high. That is the reason that I choose a safer approach to catch it after 2 months, because that's what my system tells me. But not to say that if you catch the stock early when it comes into the Mojo stock list, you still have a probability of making huge returns because you're getting it at that day, but you also have a probability that it may not make return. I am trying to reduce the chances of failure by going in on a displayed stock and saying from here, because unlocking of return, anyways, the biggest unlocking of a mojo stock is happening after a month or two. तो एक month में मुझे वो मेरे को छलनी की तरह it gets filtered out that these are the stocks that are not unlocking, these are the stocks that are unlocking. From here my selection will be. So you see, I am just trying to increase the chance of success and also catching the stocks at a time where they will take off. Two things that we do in the multi-bagger approach. This is what we do. Now, some stocks may not take off after that also, which is fine. Some stocks may not take off after that also. But I am at least playing the probability because I know that मेरे को अगर out of 10 stocks, 5 or 6 stocks I have to get multi-bagger, this is the safest approach and the most probable approach that will happen. That is the reason I say that.
Okay. Got this question, Mr. Jayaprakash Nair. He says that I have a flat in Mulund East. Current market value is around 1.25 crores, and I get a monthly rent of 24,000 presently. Do you think I should sell that and get into equities?
Sir, my answer would be a yes, unless you're saying that this house will become 4 crores in the next 5 years or so. And I know that you've not taken this house to get 12,000, 15,000 rupees rent out there. I would 100% say yes. If I were you, I would do the same.
Okay. This question by Mr. Keshav. I'm currently 32 years of age. I would like to invest 1 crore in the stock market for long term, where I already invested 20 lakhs in the model portfolio. Should I get the remaining money into the market? I want to invest for a 30-year period.
Yeah, absolutely you should. 30-year period is a great aspiration. And I think if you have a 30-year period in mind, even if 20, even if 10, 100% you should invest. 100%.
Okay. So also I'm getting a lot of questions on demo and assistance. We do have demo webinars throughout the week, at least 2 webinars which are demo. So you all can actually go and we will send you invites for that as well. I'm not picking any demo related questions for now. Picking this one question by Mr. Ajit, he says that I have a housing loan of 20 lakhs in SBI max gain overdraft, which is down to 15 lakhs now. I have parked almost 14 lakhs in the account, which saves interest as well as acts as a liquid fund for me. Is it a right strategy?
Now, how much interest are you paying?
7.5.
Ajit, थोड़ा उसको कम करना है. I know that ये liquid and all that stuff is fine, but I think ये जो this is difference is not 1%, right? This difference is 1% over 15 years, 20 years. So 7.5 is high that you're paying with SBI. I think this money lying in liquid and all the stuff they're all mathematical gimmicks. Broadly speaking, muddal की बात ये है that we have to get this 7.5 down to 6.5. And once you do that, then you're safely, then uske upar aapko jo liquid approach lena aap lijiye, that is fine. But don't settle for a 7.5 today.
Okay, Mohit, that's it with the Q&A session today.
Guys, do you think we should make financial planning Q&A a weekly affair? I just want to do a small poll because you guys will be able to tell us better. This was the first one that I did. But do you think it makes sense for us to have your all across money questions to be addressed on one specific webinar like this? Let us know. Jason will do a poll, or you want us to stick to the format of stocks only. So, I want to know that do you guys want a weekly Q&A with me on only financial planning? Okay, I would request everybody to please put in their polls.
If you cannot see the poll, click on the more button. At times it goes into standby. So I request you to click on the more button.
Okay, we have around 85% who are saying yes. Jason, you can stop the poll. I'll make sure that every week I do one session with you guys. And there are a lot of questions that are still there. I'm sorry I was not able to take all the questions, but we'll make sure we'll cover all of those. So thank you for your time. There is a power series happening in the evening for stock related questions. I will be there in that as well. So if you guys want to attend that, please make sure that you reserve your seat there.
Okay, fair enough. I'll just drop the links in the chat box. A lot of investors have joined slightly late for the offers. The
Yeah, please
5-year
put the
offer.
offer drop once again. I would still recommend you a 5-year offer, and even if you want to extend it twice, you can, because you're getting a benefit of one extra year there, which is free, and obviously 6 Markets Mojo t-shirts. So, but put both the links in for 2 years as well as 5 years.
Yeah, I've put both the links in the chat box. Also, we do have an upcoming webinar, as Mohit said, for the Power Series webinar at around 7 p.m. There we will be taking a lot of stock specific, and if I missed any of your financial Q&A, questions, I will also pick them up. I noted down some names, Mr. Praveen and also Vijay. I'll pick up your questions. And looking forward to seeing everyone of you all for the 7 p.m. webinar as well. Goodbye and have a nice day. Thank you.